Hey, skeptic!
Oh, yo, crap! Oh, you scared the shit out of me, Fundy. What's that?
Well, I just wanted to say hi.
Well, hi, Fundy.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did. These woods are creepy, man. But we gotta get to work, and we gotta go through them.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
You were scared of the woods?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're not very skeptical? Are you afraid that, like, Slender Man's gonna get you?
No. It's like a jump scare, man. It's cheap. You just jump for no good reason because somebody jumps out at you.
Oh, okay. So you say you're not scared?
No, not really. Besides, in these woods and the crew we work with, what do you think it's gonna be that we're gonna run into? Slender goat?
Yeah, I bet the intern thinks that.
Ah. So, Skeptic, I guess, is back to angels and demons. Where did we leave off?
Though thoughts are real and demons are real.
I mean, I'm not talking to you from the point of view of just imaginary.
That's not what she said.
Thus, they are figments of man's imagination.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem, but let her talk for now.
They do not have to be part of your belief system.
Bitch be high, man. You're telling me that I don't need to have imaginary shit part of my belief system? Dude. What the fuck? If you're going to say it's imaginary, why the fuck would you believe it, man? Oh wait, because, like, we want to believe in alien shit too. And, like, extra high vibrators. Like, the high part's cool, man, but, you know.
And when they cease to become part of your belief system, and when they cease to become your focus, you will no longer be a match to them. They will not show up in your reality.
So it's like believing in Tinkerbell, but in reverse. That's fucking stupid.
You will not even see evidence of them. They will not exist to you.
While they were told that the tulpa was a genuine entity, the pupil who accepted this was deemed a failure.
But they are as real as any thought within this universe is.
What?
So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, the message is still the same.
Too late.
Fuck, forget broken record. I think the record player's committing seppuku. What the fuck?
Well, you know, if there's a record, there must be a record player, right?
All you have to do is find the thought from the very space you're standing in that feels better emotionally.
What? I don't get it.
Just sit here and have good thoughts.
So basically she's saying if it feels good, do it.
Oh, yeah, cool, man. I can do that. Actually, I think I'll go do that now.
So I could just sit here and actually do nothing and have good thoughts and have an awesome life.
Or start a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
A little late, maybe?
I'd have to compete with this now, though.
You must embrace your inner teapot. You must be willing to reach out to the universe and understand that within each of us is a little teapot, short and stout. Here is the handle, and here is the spout.
And when they cease to become part of your belief system, and when they cease to become your focus, you will no longer be a match to them. They will not show up in your reality.
Once you believe in God, you see Him everywhere. But you start attributing every coincidence to this demon.
No. She doesn't attribute coincidences to demons, just angels. Granted, they're both tulpas, but whatever.
Or they may communicate with you via their very favorite modality of discourse, which is signs, that which your less connected people see as coincidences.
Or in other words, create your own cognitive bias to reinforce your own... Oh, what's the word?
What's the technical term? Woo-woo horseshit.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thanks, Steve.
Right, exactly. That was perfect wording of it. Yep. She could have, at the whole thing on the onset, she could have just said what you said there at the end was create a cognitive bias for yourself of good belief stuff and just leave it there.
Skeptic, get out of the way! Get out of the way! What's the matter? The next topic's angels! The next part's angels! Get out of the way! I'm doing this part! No, wait,
Actually, we're not going to bother with that part because of some audio issues.
Oh! But, oh...
Sorry, Fundy.
Well, boss, then what are we going to cover?
Actually, I thought I might just put on the shaman hat and talk about, classical mysticism. Novel concept, seeing as apparently Miss Teal Swan doesn't know jack shit about it. Hey, meat sack. Oh, hello, Squolf. Before you go all history of woo, ancient tradition crap, why don't you do us all a favor and explain some of the flaws of the crap that she said first? Don't worry, I'll take care of that. But before we get to that, there's something we need to touch on. This whole term that she's been using, demon. We need to talk about that for a moment. Panda.
The word demon came from diabolization of earlier people who believed their souls were given to them by their mothers. The Greeks' daemon, or indwelling spirit, the part that could go to heaven after death, was an umateros daemon, or mother-given soul.
Now, in addition to this, there's of course other notions of things that could be referred to as demons. Now, more accurately, spirits. That word really didn't come along until ancient Greece, but prior to that, the notion of a spirit, whether it be regarded as being beneficial or detrimental, demon or angel, if you want to parse it out that way. These spirits were all considered to be from the outside, and the singular term was actually used for all of them. Now, around the time Greece came by, the word demon, D-A-E-M-O-N, was frequently used to refer to any entity that was considered to be supernatural or from outside of this reality. But in terms of these things, there's another tradition, which of course the likes of Teal Swan don't know, and they're supposedly channeling angels and demons. And this is something that's worthy of note, seeing as this goes back to ancient traditions far before the West took some of these notions and decided to apply stupidity to them. Or further stupidity, perhaps. But in accordance to ancient tradition... Panda, you're up.
It was universally thought that any spirit invoked by name, angel or demon, would be forced to comply with the magician's request.
Don't get carried away, come on.
Oops. Sorry, sir.
Essentially, if you can name it, you own it. This is key to a lot of the old notions of spirituality. Now, there's also the notion of things like true names versus given names. Now, in some cases, somebody could argue that the name that a spirit will give you won't be its true name, and you have to sit there and try and seek out that true name. But that's a little bit on an aside. Because the reason Teal Swan gives for why some ancient angels don't tell you what their name is, well...
They may show up with no identity or no name because they want to pull you closer to the idea of non-separateness and of oneness.
Now you'll note, in terms of the early Jewish traditions, the name Yahweh was given for the Lord, this God character, which means I am that I am. Now part of the reason why it gave such an elusive answer instead of giving its name is because giving the name of the entity to the person would be giving you a degree of power over it. Now in the case of this Yahweh character, when it comes to the supposed name of this character, the Tetragrammaton, it was believed that in saying this name you would unravel all of creation.
Whoa, that's some deep shit, man.
Or the name could have just been something really embarrassing, I guess, too.
Like in that song, A Boy Named Sue?
It's Waldo! It's Waldo!
What, do you have another one in mind?
Eugene.
Actually, Eugene's my father's middle name. He pronounces it Eugen, though. Meh. Hey. Stop screwing around and get back on topic. Oh, and can you explain this?
They may choose to collapse their waveform.
Honestly, no. Not a fucking chance.
Like demons, angels must be invited to become a part of your subjective reality.
Naturally, this doesn't coincide with any of the ancient tales pertaining to ancient spirits visiting people, whether it be angels, demons, jinn, or any other fucking tradition. This is just this westernized retcon horseshit. And on a further note, regarding this shit?
Therefore, they are more like a demon thought form than an angel thought form. For this reason, fallen angels are not actually considered angels.
Keeping in mind that thought forms and tulpas are the same fucking thing?
While they were told that the tulpa was a genuine entity, the pupil who accepted this was deemed a failure.
So, what does that leave us with?
Because the goal of the angel and the extraterrestrial which exists in a higher dimensional reality is one and the same.
Oh yeah, vibration. Now, in terms of this vibrational frequency stuff, you'll see it in Spirit Science video talking about ancient aliens claiming that places like Lemuria and Atlantis existed at higher planes of existence or higher frequencies of vibration. And if you're not at these vibrations, or if we as a community or as a people aren't, we won't be able to perceive them. So the reason why we can't see them, much as in this case with multi-layered slides that I have up here, you're not at that vibration, it's effectively not there. It vanishes from the perceivable image. Now this also holds true with what Swan's presenting pertaining to these higher vibrational entities, etc. So you sit there and you lower your vibration and you can't perceive the proverbial flowers or some of the trees. And eventually you end up looking at just a small fraction, or fractal as Spirit Science erroneously puts it every damn time, of the actual whole. Now there's a big problem here with the way that she parses this out pertaining to the notion of angels and demons, and that demons are supposed to exist at a lower level of vibration. Now based upon the way that they parse this out, that it's like almost as if they were slides, one layered on top of the others, demons, the lowest level vibration, should always be perceivable no matter how high you go, because you can always perceive the lower, not necessarily the higher. It should be trickier to actually get to the angels, which she insists exist at all vibrational frequencies for some weird reason, because she wants them to. This is a huge, huge problem with this whole premise, not to mention the fact that these vibration things are just kind of goofy to begin with. Now, back when I was doing the whole shamanic path thing, and back when I was sitting there, and yeah, I did some of the channeling thing, and that was uncomfortable for me when I was going over the topic, because I had to spend some time figuring out what the hell was actually happening, because in terms of experientially, there's something going on there. Once I moved beyond that, I was doing what the New Agers would refer to as astral projection. I just refer to it as taking a spirit journey, because different framework, different word, different verbiage. And getting used to some of their verbiage has been a little bit strange for me. But if I can spend a little time talking about my personal walk and the things that I learned along the way. Now, the big difference between me and them is that I did always make a point of doing a certain level of self-evaluation and looking at things from a more objective standpoint, a little bit more outside of my own self, so to speak, and examining what might be happening in the mind. But there were a lot of conclusions that I came to through this and through a healthy dose of skepticism. And I'd like to spend some time going into the real meat of that. I mean, really explore what it was for me to go on this kind of spiritual journey and the things that I learned across the... Sorry, Meat Sack, you rambled on too long. We're out of time. Really? Ah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, maybe some other time. Like anyone wants to hear that shit. Well, as you may have noticed, a few things have changed around here. One of them being that we have a green screen now. Unfortunately, the high-def camera that I have, as you can see from this video here, is a piece of crap and is going to need to be replaced. And this costs money. Money which I don't have. There's some other stuff that I'd like to do around here as well, but, you know, unfortunately, my funding sucks. And I hate doing this because it sounds like e-begging, but if you like the content and you like what we do here and you'd like to contribute, I do have a Patreon page. We're trying to get I'm just trying initially to get enough up to see about getting a better webcam. I'm thinking probably about a C920 or something like that, because this old creative thing is a piece of crap, absolutely. As you can see! Good grief, it's going to give me epilepsy with all the blinking. The link through the Patreon can be found on the About page, or through the main page of the Shadow Heathens channel. Right now, if you pledge $5, you'll just get some kind of mention in one of the videos by one of the puppets, most likely. I'll figure out which one, probably Rental Rat, I don't know. If you pledge $10 or more, you can get a custom video clip made with a puppet of your choice to promote your own channel, intro, outro, or whatever, for your own personal use. $25 dollar level. You can request a video to be lampooned. Please keep it to about a half-hour video because this shit takes some time, and it's going to have to work in my regular production schedule, of course. And partially as more of a gag than anything else, at the $250 level, I'll make you a hat similar to one that I wear. The shaman hat. Now, mind you, anyone that goes in at that level wouldn't expect them to actually do that for more than a month, but it does take about $200 to make one of the hats, so keep that in mind. Anyway, on that note, thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and have yourself a good one.